Saturday to join us. Means a lot to us. So I'll just share real quick on who we are. Can you confirm that you can see my screen?
Yes, we can.
Awesome. So we're a faith-based organization. Our principal aim is to ignite success power within people, and we focus majorly on the youth. So youth, according to the UN, is anywhere between teenage years and age 35, right? So that's who we are. That's why all our programs and events are targeted towards the youth, and we want to ignite success power within us. Our vision is to raise people of outstanding success for global relevance. So the world is a global village. We have people with multiple citizenships now. We need to be able to fit into any part of the global economy. So we're raising outstanding success for global relevance. I mean, success means different things to different people. But outstanding success is something that everyone can agree to say, oh, this person is quite outstanding in what they do. Our mission, we want to help nurture youth for creativity and excellence. I think the second one is very important to me, is to teach youth God's way of success. You know, there are many, many ways to be successful, but there is the way to be successful, and that's what we're here for, to teach youth God's way of success, to help youth discover talent and purpose. God brought us here for many reasons. First of all, to give glory to his name, to show forth the fragrance of his love to the world. And we do that using the gifts and the talent that God has given us. And sometimes we do need some help and nudging to discover our talent. Oh, this is what I'm good at. Someone saying to you, oh, sure, do you know that you speak eloquently? Oh, really? Oh, that's something that I need to pay attention to. And, that way I start to, nurture that talent. So we want to help you discover talent and purpose. And then to raise an army of people who can take over the economy positively. In more recent times, I'm starting to realize the impact of economic power, not just money, your ability to, from where you are, influence policy, and that's what we want to do. We want to raise an army. So, in whatever space that you are in, maybe you're in agric, you're in consulting, you're in whatever you're doing, technology, the aim is to have economic power and make economic change, and to help people ignite their potential, to move you from is it potential energy to kinetic energy, from energy at rest to energy in motion, energy in energy that generates results. We have our core values. These are guiding principles that lead, that influence what we do and do not do in success within it. And I have observed those that have been consistent with SWE, and I can say that these core values are now, they have moved from core values to ways of life for us. The first one is spirit, and we have decoded this to an acronym for this as SPEED. We have double S for spirituality and synergy. If you see, one of our mission is to teach you God's way of success. From our vision, we say we're a faith-based organization, so we cannot do anything without our spiritual underpinning. So we're deeply rooted in Christ. We believe in Jesus. We believe he came, died, resurrected for us, and we are to live his life here on earth. Synergy, we do not work in silos. We work as a team within SWE. We are passionate people. If you ask me to bring a cup of water to you, I'm going to bring that cup of water to you in the most passionate way possible, right? That's what we do. We do everything with passion. We live an exemplary lifestyle. We're one of those people that you say, oh, what can you not be caught doing? Our lives are because we're very conscious of the fact that we do not live our lives for ourselves. We live our lives for Christ and for those that he has placed around us. So we're very conscious of living exemplary life. We are excellent people. When we have tasks or things to do, we give our very best. And when it feels like our best is not enough, we lean into the support of those around us to ensure that the quality of what we are doing is excellent. We are diligent people and we are disciplined people. So if these core values resonate with you, would like to encourage you to show up more for breakfast meeting. Also like to encourage you to participate in our events by joining, by giving, by sharing our posts as well, because you don't know who you will be influencing or whose life you'll be saving essentially. Thank you very much. God bless you.
Thank you so much for that. Thank you, Olushiri. Um, I mean, that is success within international for you, and I believe now you know a lot more about who we are and why we're doing what we are doing today. All right. Ooh, so we're having the next segment is what we've all been waiting for, is what we have been here for all along, is the main course of today's meal. You know, my people will say the cocoa. So we are moving on to the conversation part of today's breakfast meeting. And I'd like to once again introduce us. I'd like to introduce us to the speaker for today. But today we are discussing an important theme, that touches every area of our lives, and that theme is personal finance, managing your money and building wealth. Hey, in this life, people say in this life, have money. And it's a very important principle to live by, trust me. No matter who you are hearing it from, it's very important. And there's no better person to lead us in that conversation today than our guests, right? Our guest is Adebayo Ajayi, and he isn't he's a coach, he's a personal excellence coach, but he's not just a coach, right? He's a voice of wisdom in the area of personal excellence. He's known for helping individuals align purpose, discipline, and performance. He's someone who helps people to bring clarity to complex life issues, and he also empowers people to grow intentionally, right? So if you're coming from you could be coming from any background to join us in this conversation today. You could be building from scratch, or you could be someone who has achieved some level of success and you're managing that success for growth. Whoever you are, wherever you're from, whatever you're trying to achieve today, get ready to take notes and get ready to spring into action as soon as we start this conversation. Please help me welcome with energy and with lots of expectation our guest speaker for today, Adebayo Ajayi.
Thank you so much, Isaac. Good day, everyone. Good afternoon to those that are in Nigeria. Oh, I think everyone is still in the morning. I believe so. Thank you so much, Isaac. It's really beautiful when someone have to introduce you without you sending your profile. So thank you for that warm welcome as well. Okay, everyone, we are going to be talking about personal finance today, and I see every single person on the call. I say good day to you, and I'm sure that you are really going to have an amazing time today. Okay, just give me a few minutes to share my screen. Okay, please can you confirm if you can see my screen? Loud and
Yes, we can.
Okay, awesome. Yes, let me just give a bit of context. My presentation today, I'll be focusing more on Nigeria as a pattern because I believe this breakfast meeting is more predominantly for Nigerians. Canada, we have our own. Dubai, they have their own. And I know we have some people in the UK as well, so I'll touch base on that. Just wanted to give that some sort of call out to say that predominantly I'm using Nigerian market to talk about finance. And let me say this. If you take money out of anything, the only thing left in that pot is called frustration. So, and that's why I think it was last month's breakfast meeting, someone that is in NGO was saying that, how does she really make money, even as an NGO? What does NGO means basically? It means non-governmental organization. And are you aware that in NGO, there's actually allocation for salary? So they mean that even those that do charity work should really be paid. So that is why when we talk about finance, it's not those that love money. No, it is every single person, what they should really pay attention to. And a bit of, okay, you know what? A bit of background. I realized that having money, making money, and doing finances are three different things. I've been in a situation that I worked in a multinational company during my early years, and there was I was just, always looking forward to my paycheck, always looking forward to my paycheck, always looking forward to my paycheck. And then I realized that, oh, you're not doing well with money. You might have money, but you might not really be doing well with money and all. So, there's also a way that you can really make your money work for you, so that whether salary comes today or it doesn't come today, salary is going to come. And because you are pretty confident of what you are doing. And I'm going to demystify personal finance. I'm going to go from the basics that if you do these things I'm going to tell you consistently for over 1 year, you'll be very comfortable. Even when you're not really seeing money in your pockets, you know that your money is doing well for you. I will make sure that what I'm going to talk about today is very practicable, so that if you utilize what I'm going to do, you will see the difference in your life in 6 months to 1 year. Okay, just a bit of introduction about myself for those that I'm probably meeting for the first time, so that when you're introducing me, you introduce me like Isaac. Just joking. Predominantly, I'm a project consultant. I love every single thing about project management. I'm a personal excellence coach as well. I help people succeed using proven principles. I'm an author, I'm a speaker. I've probably written about 4 or 5 books, co-author 2, written 3 myself directly. And I've written a lot of ebooks, in 2 weeks, 3 weeks, kind of things, like for agile mastery, project management books, and the rest. Education-wise, yesterday night, I was asking my wife that, what's the highest level of education? She said PhD. I already know the answer to what I was asking her, but I asked her to be sure that, oh yeah, I'm on the right track. That just tell myself that after my PhD, nothing else. So, Katie, in case you are wondering why I asked you that question, I asked you intentionally to tell myself that after this PhD, I'm not doing any other thing. Okay, good. So yes, I did chemical engineering, my first degree. I had the first class. Did my master's in oil and gas engineering, even though I've not used that certificate for 1 day because I've never worked in oil and gas company. And I had a distinction as well. I just recently finished my MBA. I had a merit. And I'm proud to say I'm a PhD student. Finally registered for my PhD in strategic leadership, focusing on strategic foresight, helping organization, to scale up, break even, for scenario plannings and on other uncertainties as well. And I'm really excited about this PhD program. Really, really excited. Just got some onboarding documents and kicking off in the next few weeks. So pretty excited. Certification-wise, like I said, I'm a project consultant. I have the PMP. I'm a Scrum Master. I have Agile, Six Sigma, Black Belt holder, which is the highest level of process improvement certificate. And I started my career in a brewery company, so I have a diploma in brewing and distilling as well. Career-wise, I currently work as a senior manager in the PMO space, which is projects. I work as an adjunct professor. I used to teach project management. I taught leadership. I taught leadership last semester, teaching project management this semester, and teaching business analysis next semester. So it's quite interesting. And I'm also a project consultant. And businesses, I have 2 main business. I have a B2C, business to consumer, which is help people pass PMP exams and break even to project management space, which is the PMP Hub. I also have a B2B company, NECO Project Pro, where it's a B2B company, how to help organizations scale up using project management methodology. And I have private consulting service, so you can reach out to me for any career or personal excellence related thing. I'll definitely respond to you. Okay, so let me just skip this part. The only part I want to bring out that I love Arsenal Football Club. I think I'll be rich enough one day to buy Arsenal, to buy a stake in Arsenal. I really do love Arsenal. The other thing I want to touch here is I'm a leadership enthusiast. I was also having a conversation with my wife yesterday. I said, you know what, babe, it's like I've moved from success to leadership. And you know, everything has a pattern. And just like my role model, Dr. Sam Adeyemi, he was always a success coach, teaching success power and everything. But now Sam Adeyemi is a leadership expert, basically focusing on leadership coaching for top tier C-suite and all. So it's like I've moved from success to leadership. I basically want to, you know, help people as well to develop themselves and to do excellently well. Okay, so let's go. Now, there's a lot of call and responses today. I'm just waking up, so you can help me to, you know, get to my level by having a conversation with me, not just me talking, so that my energy power will rise up. Mention one thing you want to learn today about money. I expect like 3-4 people. Mention one thing. By the way, feel free to unmute yourself or use the chat. The chat is actually in front of me as well as we're speaking. But I really want to, you know, hear from 5 people. What do you want to learn about money today? Okay. The best way to multiply what you have, no matter how little. I love this. How to make more money. Okay, wealth growth, capital preservation, and building myself. Budgeting, know how to, oh, beautiful. You know, how to make money beyond 9 to 5. Thank you, Ayobami. The most efficient way to deploy these workers dollar. Okay, it's okay. Psychology of wealth, okay. You know, when I ask this question, I want to be sure that I'm on track. And everything you said, I am on track. I have that in my presentation. Thank you. Okay, another question for you guys. Can you mention your greatest fear about money? I have my own, no. I have my own. How to rate your financial health. I can rate it for you now. You want me to just give you a number? Okay. Not having enough money. That's your greatest fear about money. Amazing. Not having enough to live the luxury life I want to live. Kate, you can go to bed now, I beg. That I would not have enough to live the life. Okay. Awesome. Any other person? Just one more. Not have enough to buy my 120 car collection. You know, Isaac, I think you should come and do what's that thing called? What used to be about cars? We just got a new car and I think you will love it. It's self-drive, not fully self-drive, but I wish one day you can come and do some nice audit on the car. I'll send you the name so that you can go and look at it. Yeah. Okay, not having enough to buy my 120 car collection, okay? You might not be able to buy a 120 car collection, but you can be able to buy any car you want. All right. Okay, good. So I think I'll stop there. Another question. It's showing on this call. I'm not seeing the answers. Okay, I think she's dropped. All right. This is my next question. Can money be enough? Yes or no, anyone? Can money be enough? No, nah. Okay, no, nah. Nope. Woman is the insatiable. You know, Adam Smith, if I catch that guy, he just defined what human behavior is in economics. Somebody said no. Okay, good. To an extent, okay? Actually, I won't answer you. I know my answer, even though somebody has said something close to my answer, but I'll tell you this as we go on. When you say money cannot be enough, automatically you have given yourself high jump. Now, when I say high jump, you've put yourself on a level that there's really nothing you are looking forward to. Now, there's something called financial goals. That should be what will define what money is enough for you. And guess what? When you achieve a goal, you can set a new goal. So yes, money can actually be enough. And you know, someone said they want to learn about, I think it's Adeshola, about psychology of wealth. Psychology of wealth is basically what makes money enough for you. You define what you want per time, and once you have it, oh yes, I've achieved it, I've moved on. I remember when I wanted to buy a house in Canada, I said to myself that, I wanted to buy a house in Canada. And for me, the time I bought that house, I felt extremely financially satisfied. And guess what? There was something else to look forward to. But at that point, Money was cool for me at that point. So you need to, psychology of money will tell you that money can be enough. And I feel like money can be enough when you attach a goal to, your finances and all. All right. I have one more question for you. And then we'll go into the presentation for today. What is your rich life? So let me tell you what rich life is. Rich life is what is that thing you really want to do if you have the money you really desire? And guess what? Your rich life should be something attainable. So let me give you a good example. When it's something attainable, if you define your rich life as you want to be able to buy the world or buy moon, psychology of wealth says that you can never be financially satisfied, because in the principle of SMART goal, your goal is not attainable. So what is your rich life? Let me tell you my rich life. My rich life is every quarter, put my family on a plane and go on vacation every quarter, or at least twice a year. That's my rich life. And I'm trying to do it, one within Canada and probably one outside Canada. Just yesterday, my family and I booked a family weekend in an hotel. And the date is in November, a long time ago. That's the rich life I want, Just plan long-term vacation, immediately, or when you want something. So my rich life is always to go on vacation with my family as much as I can within a year. So what's your rich life? Okay, Kate says her rich life is luxury home, possibly with a view of the ocean. God will help me. Okay, so, and this is attainable as well. People buy home, and I always want to be able to travel by any means and buy what I want when I travel. Good. This is attainable as well, Oluseun. And I'm going to tell you why this is important, guys. A lot of us don't have a view of what financial success looks like to us. And if you don't have that, there will be so much frustration. So I'm actually expecting almost every single person to tell me their rich life. And guess what? A lot of us are still thinking that is fine. And that shows us that we're in the right place today. If you don't have that view of your rich life at this point, it means that there's a challenge. Money is working you, not that you're working for money. So, and this is something that I feel like every single person should have on their radar. What does financial success really means to you? So I'm waiting. We might spend the whole day talking about this. If you guys don't answer me, we'll move. What does rich life, what's your rich life? I've met some people that, their rich life is basically to wake up every morning, not having to go to work, but they wake up, they take breakfast, they take lunch, they take dinner, they play game, they sleep, and money is coming to their accounts. That's your rich life, which is totally okay as well. So what is your rich life? Still thinking? Is everyone on this call still thinking as well? Being able to afford anything I desire, that is actually good, but it's very relative. And I feel like it's a big bracket that it's not a measurable rich life. For example, anything you want to afford. So if you want to be able to buy 3 countries, can you? Kayode says, having enough to thrive and yet having enough time for important things like gospel, family, and hobbies. Yes, this is measurable as well. Very good. Okay, let's take 2 more and then we start. My rich life is to own a home and sponsor, I love this, and sponsor at least 5 children annually through school. This is so attainable and very attainable. To buy a house, attainable. To sponsor 5 children to school annually, attainable as well. And I love this. Thank you, Rosalind. I think this is such a very good rich life as well. A home and upper class level comfy family for my nuclear family, owning enough assets, worth at least 10 times of this. Very, very, very good. Attainable as well, Isaac. And guys, I really want you to, if you really mean these things, write it down somewhere. If you really mean it, able to conveniently afford my needs and my family's basic and luxurious. Okay, good. Unable to effectively financially support causes that I'm passionate about. Very good. Being able to go on vacations, having that for my family, and sponsor all my prayer without strain. Attainable as well. Good. Okay, good. All right, thank you guys. Amazing. Now, let's go into what I have for you today. Hold your rich life, because I'm going to go back to that rich life. We'll get to budgeting. All right. let's start by, someone asked me that, oh, you're a personal excellence coach. Why are you so passionate about finance? And I have an answer for the person I have an answer for the person. And I'll tell you guys the answer. When you ever meet the person, you tell the person what the answer is. In life, there's something called wheel of life. There's finance, there's family, there's education, there's career, there's business, there's sports. Finances controls the wheel of life. So if you get finance wrong, there's 90% chance that a lot of things will be wrong with you. You're not able to fulfill your purpose. Even Jesus had to get money from the mouth of fish. If you cannot perform miracle, at least you can perform the law of seed and harvest that God himself has given unto man. So if you take finance out of anything, you might not fulfill your purpose. Your career might not be going well. You might not have a solid business. You might not be able to even exercise. You might not be able to raise a family. So finance is something that really controls the wheels of life. So every single person really needs to pay attention to finances. So that's why, as a personal excellence coach, one of the places I place my darts on is finances, because it can make your life better times 100%. Okay, so let's go. My observation in the school of money. Number one, the greatest aspect of finances is budgeting. I'm going to touch on that today. And when I asked what do you guys want to learn, someone mentioned budgeting. I realized that.
Oh, wait. Street.
Okay, thank you. You can put yourself on mute. Can someone help me put the person on mute, please? Thank you so much. That was a quick response plan. Thank you. All right. The greatest aspect of finance is budgeting. What do I mean by this? If you don't know where your money is going to, Success International posted a video yesterday, and I watched that video on Instagram. I don't know whether some of us watched that video. When the video with the add-on, if you don't know where your money is going to, something around that. When I watched that video, I said to myself that this guy, explained that statement using the scripture, and that's so true. If you don't know where your money is going to, if you really don't know where your money is going to, let me tell you what has happened to you. What has happened to you is that you've withdrawn your money, you took ATM card, went to GT Bank or Access Bank or Money Point, where your money is. You withdrew the money cash, you put the money on the grass, you poured kerosene on the money, and you lit it up and you threw it away. That's what you've done. If you don't know how to budget $1,000, even if you are not saving, but you know exactly how you are spending. Sorry, I said I was going to use a naira. If you don't know how to spend 10,000 naira that you are earning in a month, you don't know exactly what you have spent money on. Even, I'm not talking about saving now, budgeting. That every penny of this 10,000 naira, if you don't know where it has gone to, you will never be able to manage 100,000 naira or 1 million naira. You will never. It's not a cost. It's just how budgeting is. So in the school, the greatest aspect of finances is budgeting. Because when you do budgeting well, you know exactly whether you need to earn more money, you know whether you need to change your job or you need to get another stream of income. But people don't really budget. And I'm going to talk about that at the beginning when I move into what to do. Number two, the greatest tool in building wealth is your salary or your income. I've heard a lot of people say this nonsense, that the greatest way to sacrifice your future dreams, your desire, your passion, your purpose is to work in a company for another man. That person is there. So when someone says that, give that person a knock. When people say that, the greatest way to basically sacrifice your future is to be a salary earner, that's a lie. Adebayo Ajayi, the person on this call, I've been able to grow wealth with my income from where I've worked. I've worked in top tier organizations. I was able to buy my house. My wife and I were able to buy our house in Canada with salary. We were able to afford vacations with salary. Do you know the funny thing? I have a business, and even the business meets more. Even I'm not talking about I'm talking about a proper business that we've made quite a lot of money over the years. I use the income of that money, not even for personal self, but for some things entirely. So your greatest tool in building wealth is your salary. Hold it tight, like so tight. And guess what? Do you know that you can accelerate your status by changing job or getting an higher salary, and everything around you will change. You don't need to own a business. In short, I'm going to teach you about, side hustle as well. I'm not against that. I have that. Like 3, 4, 5, I have that. I will tell you. But your greatest tool in building wealth is your salary, because whatever is consistently constant is your greatest tool. Business is tough, extremely tough. In short, my B2C company, every time we have to have a cohort, we know that marketing needs to accelerate. So whatever is consistently constant for you as a business owner, ask business owners how they get customer. The headache they do, they have. So your greatest tool is your salary and income. I've demystified something else to you now. So I said that, oh, I want to resign and go and start a company. Okay, it's fine. But before you resign, let that company be stable enough. Okay. I remember when we started our second company, which is our B2B, Neko Project Pro. We see, guys, sit with entrepreneurs. Forget about the big cars they drive. Let them tell you how they started. You will realize that, in short, you can use your salary to finance your new stuff as well. Now, let's go. The third one is that savings is the least level of building wealth, but it's the starting point. So I'm going to show you some charts that shows you how you will struggle if all you do is to save. If you save money, you will never be able to build wealth. You will never be able to build wealth. You will never. Let me give you a very good example. When I started my career, worked in a multinational organization, any great salary, bought my first car with my money at the age of 26, millions. So I was balling, I was okay. Now, I got married, I had 2 houses, one in Lagos, one in Ibadan, rent, I did not buy. And I realized that I was always broke, but I saved quite a lot of money before. Like when I said at least I worked for about 2-3 years before I got married, so I had money. But guess what? I realized that all I had was savings. So all it took was one major thing, like my wedding and some other things, to wipe off those savings. So nothing was building income for me. I just had savings. So that is why I said to you, and I realized that savings was a very good culture, but I stopped that savings. So what the savings did for me was let me tell you what savings is. I put my money somewhere. When there was a need for it, I just took money and I spent it. But if you have investment, you can even be spending the dividends or the outcome of that investment, and that is exactly what you are using to finance your special needs and all. So savings is important, but it's the least level of building wealth. Savings will never help you build wealth. When you save, you are putting money for somebody's going to take the money again. But when you invest, you are generating wealth. So savings is good, because if you know how to save, you will know how to invest. And then you invest a percentage of your savings as well. So savings is the least level of building wealth and all. Number 4, in the school of investment, the earlier you start, the more money you make. Let me give you a very basic example. I'll put my wife on the spot. When we started investing, my wife is a very low risk. She's a low risk taker. Me, I'm a medium to high risk taker. So when we started investing in stock, I always invest like a big chunk of my money in what I call individual unit of stocks. So for those of you that I'll touch a bit about stock today. So for those of you that you are into stock. So when my wife started stock, in short, it took me almost 18 months to convince her to invest in stock. When she started investing in stock, she then used to buy ETFs. ETF is exchange traded funds. Basically, let me just say what ETF is. ETF is that rather than buying maybe an Amazon shares, she bought a combination of Amazon, Tesla, Microsoft, Nvidia, so that in case Amazon is falling, Nvidia is rising. So ETFs are a combination of stocks that grows an average of 5 to 10%. That's like, the average range or how they can grow. While me, I can buy Tesla on its own. Tesla can grow as high as 80%, and Tesla can drop as low as minus 80%. So I bought individual big stocks, and 80% of my portfolios were individual stocks, and 20% were ETFs. So when my wife started, she started with 20% of individual stocks and 80% of ETFs. And of course, maybe now at least she's on 50-50. So basically, we're checking our investment portfolio, and guess what? We have put exactly the same. Can you guys still hear me? Everybody is so quiet. Or maybe because Isaac went off camera, so I'm talking to myself. Just can you guys still hear me? Fine, continue my
Yes,
story.
sir. We can.
Awesome. All right, good. Okay, I know Isaac, I'm not. You can turn off your camera. It's okay. I just want to be sure that pure on me. It's okay. All right, good. So my wife and I have put exactly the same input into our individual investment account. Guess what? I've grown my presented portfolio. I'm not going to tell you the exact amount, but I've grown about 35%. As when we checked, I think it was last week we were checking it. I've grown about 35%, and our growth rate is about maybe 15 or 18%, thereabout. So we have exactly the same input in our investment account, but I've grown about 30%, and she has about 50%. Number one, two reasons. She's a low risk taker. Number two, she started investing 18 months after I have. And if you look at 50% and 30-something% with the same input that is in that investment account, you see that there's a problem. So the problem is that the earlier you start investment, the more money you will make. If you start investment at a lower point, she said, please don't judge my wife. All right. Okay. Making more money takes intentionality. Is not, in short, attaining excellence in life takes intentionality. You cannot stumble on anything, especially on finances. All right, so why does managing money matter? Number one, debt trap. I'm not judging anyone on this call, but I realized that when I was in my 20s, which was about 6 years ago, so I'm old, you can calculate my age. So a lot of my friends were in debt. And I'm telling you this, we're in debt. Like, not all debts are bad. If it's a mortgage debt, it's not bad. If it's a business debt, so something that is bringing in money, it's not. I know there are good debts and bad debts. But when you are not able to manage your finances well, you will be in persistent debt cycles that will drain your resources. C. Number two, missed opportunities. If you don't have a solid investment opportunity, you will not be able to, you're not able to jump at certain things. And I'm telling you the truth. If you don't have a solid, let me give you another personal examples. My role model, somebody once said to us that principles are very good, but principles with examples help drive home the point better. So that's why I like giving personal examples. When I wanted to register for my PhD program in US or at Roberts University, I did not even I was not bothered about the school fees for the PhD program. It was a lot of money. In my mind, the worst thing was that, maybe one of my medium funded buckets, I'll probably displace it, what we call a TFSA in Canada. I'll probably take it off and go into to pay for the PhD program. But this PhD is a must. So what am I driving at that point? There was an opportunity for me to do a PhD program in one of the best Christian universities in the world, in US. And the school fees if I tell you how much it is in there, it's a lot of money. But my mind was not on the money for two reasons. Number one, the PhD in strategic leadership was a must for me to do. Number two, I know that there's a bucket of my finances that I can empty. A bucket, not everything, to be able to afford that, my university. So I was not, so it's money, there's money. Don't worry. There's money. Even if you want us to pay everything in one sitting, there's money I can break. An investment account that I can break to settle that bill. So that is what happens when you don't have a solid financial system. There'll be tiny opportunities that you can take advantage of that you will miss because you don't have a proper financial backing. I'm going to teach you some bucket of finances that you need to fill. An emergency protection, anything can happen anytime. You need to live life ready as well. Now, what are some, income realities in Nigeria? Like I said, I'm using Nigeria as my case study today. Income range, a lot of people in Nigeria earn as high as 45,000 naira. And, sorry, as low as I said, as low as 45,000 naira. That's what people earn. And you know, when I look at what people earn in Nigeria, I really don't know how they survive. And that's why you have to change your strategies. Enough of putting savings in Kolo. Oh, you guys know what they call Kolo? You guys know what they call Kolo? Yes, no. Who knows what they call Kolo?
Piggy bank.
Piggy, like not like your private
Not
piggy
the
bank,
piggy
or not.
bank, but the wooden piggy bank that
Thank
they
you,
used to
piggy,
have.
or
in
the one they made from clay. So you cannot be putting money and money is not growing. You know, in the old, if you put money in Kolo, you are saving money. But if you put money in Kolo now, you're losing money. I'm going to tell you the reason. As of January 2025, inflation rate in Nigeria is 28%. In short, I think it was last month, I was listening to a particular news. I think I saw it on Pulse TV. The inflation is as high as 33% in Nigeria. Guys, do you know what that means? That means every 1,000 naira you save, you lose 330 naira. So you can't afford to be saving. Savings is too low. You have to be investing. And I'm going to teach you, even if you have to save, I'm going to show you some things to save at as well. Number 3, there is no middle class again in Nigeria. Guys, don't even deceive yourself. See, in Nigeria now, if you earn 1 million naira, you are okay. Because I did a simulation for somebody recently, and we calculated what the person was earning. We took away transportation, we took away feeding, and guess how much the person had left? Less than 100,000 naira. The person was earning quite a lot of money, close to 1 million. And when I discussed with the person, everything is less than 100,000 naira. When I was in Nigeria in 2022, you could basically save up to 500,000 in a month. And now imagine Sony spending 900k. You know, it might seem absurd until I carry pen to paper and I did analysis. So managing money is crucial now in Nigeria. And I'm going to teach you some of the ways in which you can be able to expand your wealth and grow your wealth as well. Look at this. This is the power of saving in Nigeria. Now you can see that Nigerians are increasingly choosing interest-bearing liquid assets to protect their money. In the old, people used to do savings account. If when you say now, you're cheating yourself. And you know, again, people move to mutual funds. Mutual fund will give you 3% per annum. Nobody can try that again. Now, there's only called Kwashi money model in Nigeria, which is basically your savings plus fixed deposit. Now, it has increased to about 26.4 million. I was opening my Bamboo app and I saw that buying treasury bills in Nigeria right now can give as high as 33%. So I'm like, why are people putting money in savings account? When ordinary treasury bills can give you 3%, and the highest savings bank in Nigeria will give you 4%. So you can't afford to put money in savings account again. So if you're on this call and you're only saving, you are actually losing money. Now let me show you the impact of inflation before I go into what to do to build wealth. Number 1, impact of inflation is that 24.48% of people are experiencing this issue of inflation. So inflation is at 24.48%. These are the January data, but I think as of April, it has increased to about 33%. I'm sure of what I saw. Number 2 is 80% of people have lost purchasing power. You know, think about it. How much do you buy tomato to make one stew now in Nigeria? Maybe you used to cook with 2,000 naira before, but one pot of stew is now like 10,000 naira. That's times 5, which is ridiculous. So you have to make more money. Number 3, savings return gap, the difference between average saving rate and inflation. So it means that if you look at the savings rate and the inflation rate, is 15%. What is that? Nothing. Now let's go. How do you manage your money? I'll teach you 3 things that can help you. Number 1, track your income and expenses every month, because when you know where, I'm going to show you a template. I'm going to give everybody on this call a template as well to download to use if you want to use it. Number 1, if you don't have a spreadsheet, which is in Excel or any format you want, that shows what you earn every month and what you spend, you will never be able to grow wealth. You know, yesterday night, I placed some things online at home. And before those things came, I added it to my Google Sheet, which is my personal budget account. And my wife and I have always done it. We have a budgeting template that we use. Income, expense, we have it. Let me tell you, as thick as budgeting is for us, every month we have a bucket, we have a specific amount of money for our kids. So for example, say Nathan and Olivia, this is your budget in a month. So on our personal expenses, we have it. This is your bucket in a month. Now, if Nathan wakes up and say, oh, I want to buy pizza, I buy that pizza for him and fill it his bucket. Nathan pizza. If you say I want McDonald's, even if I buy him shoe, he enters that bucket. Of course, he's a child. Sometimes he wants to overshoot. So it is me now to regulate to say, you know what, this is the amount I've given Nathan in a month. He must not exceed this particular amount. So in case he wants more than and it's over, I can push it to next month and say, Nathan, no, you can't. There was a day he bought something on Saturday, he wanted to buy another thing on Sunday. I said, guy, you bought pizza yesterday, you can't buy pizza again today. No, that's all. So even as what have I done? He thinks I'm helping him, but I'm helping myself, because you cannot just go and be ordering things anyhow. You know, it's my money, so I have to manage that. It is so important that you have to track your expenses. You can't afford not to budget. And I'm emphasizing on budget because it is your budgeting that will let you know that, you know, you have to, you know, grow wealth. You know, just like in January, my wife and I were reviewing our family expenses, and, you know, we're like, you know, oh, there's an extra sum of income needed. There's an extra source of income needed. And thank God, the extra source of income came. My wife got promoted. So that's an extra source of income for the family as well. So if you don't even see exactly what you earn and what you spend, you will not know whether you need something or you don't need any other thing. So I can spend a whole year teaching on budgeting, and I'm going to show you a practical budget template, and I'm going to do one together to let you guys know that these things are real. Now, in budgeting, there's expected income and there's actual income. So before you get your salary, you project how you want to spend as well. When you get your salary, you put actual. As you are spending, you're updating your actual, so that you're updating your budget every month, and the next month again, you open another one again. You have to budget. Number 2 is savings and investment. When I teach you budgeting, I'm going to get into savings and investment, and I'm going to talk about how to build multiple sources of income with things around you. Okay. So principles of budgeting. Number 1, your finances should be divided into 3 aspects. The first one is what I call your needs. Now, 50% of your expense should go into your needs. What are your needs? Food, clothing, shelter. If you're abroad, okay, Nigerian people will pay bills now, because I heard that buying fuel and paying electricity in Nigeria now is not for the weak-hearted. So that's a bill. So your 50% of whatever you earn should go for your needs. Do not exceed 50%. Now, 30% is for your wants, and 20% is for your savings and investment. Now, at the minimum, let all hell get loose. You must never save less than 20%. And this savings and investment of 20%. Savings and investment should be 20% at the minimum. Minimum. Don't forget, this is not just savings, it is savings and investment. So sometimes, for example, there are some months that my wife and I fill our investment bucket, but the savings is 0. As long as the money has gone for savings or investment, it is totally okay. Now, once this is all of you that said that your rich life is vacation, good life, buy car, your want is where you should be doing it. So, for example, let me give you a very big example. Me, that I said that my rich life is I want to go on vacations, for example. Now, what do I mean? On my want, want is basically unnecessary. You want to buy game, you want to take your babe on a date, you want to, buy a new shoe, anything you want to do, you take it from the want bucket. Now, guess what? Now, under this want bucket, it is still important for you to save what is under this want bucket. So, for example, if you guys want to go on vacation, so under my want bucket every month, I'm not going to spend my want bucket on dining out, entertainment every month. I will take a portion of my want bucket and keep it to finance my rich life. So, vacation I want to go into, in some months, I take some of my 10% want bucket and still save it or invest it, because it's what I'm going to use to finance my rich life. So your rich life should be under this want bucket. If you understand what I'm saying, let me know. Or if I'm too complex. Needs 50%, very clear. Your savings and investment at least 20%. Then your want, which is 30%, is you still have an opportunity to save it, because if your want is not something that you want to spend almost immediately, you can take out of this one bucket to save it or invest it. Does that make sense? Okay, are we still together? Let me hear you say hello, anything that.
Hello.
Are you learning something? Are you learning something today?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
We are
Yes,
following.
I hope
Oga,
I hope
some
I
of
don't
us
feel
even have
sad. Like,
spreadsheets on.
okay, good. I was gonna be like, oh my God, what have I done calling for this meeting today? I'm in trouble. Don't worry. You know, when you come for a meeting and you're just happy, it means that meeting does not waste your time. When you come for a meeting and you're challenged to do, that's a meeting. That's a meeting. All right, good. So let me just open an Excel file. Let's do a bit of it. I'm going to share this Excel file. Oh, beautiful. I love it. I'm on the right path. That's good, Roslyn. On budgeting, a single sample of budgeting template. So let me share the file. So you see, I'm teaching you how to enjoy your rich life even without depleting your savings. So use your rich life. You take a rich life from your wants account. Okay. Okay, I'll send the template to you guys to download for your personal, but for now, just follow my screen. You can download and keep it somewhere, but just follow my screen. Let's talk through personal. Yeah. Okay. I think this should be clear now. All right. Let me know if you can still see my screen. Can you see the budgeting? All right, good. You can see my screen, right, guys? Anyone? Okay, good. So let me start. Now, this is a personal monthly budget, and I call this one here. We are in what now? We are in June. Let's say we want to budget for July. You come here and say July. Now, by the way, you can duplicate this again if you want to. Move to the end. Create a copy. You can call this August. So every month you should have a budget. Good. So let me start with July because I just want to show you what happened today in July. Now, July, this is your projected monthly income. So I use that. Oh, this Mr. A earns 300,000 naira in a month. This is income one, projected income. Extra income, maybe this person has some side also, and the side also gives him 30K, or let's make it 50K. So I'll make the person look rich. So this person has 50K, right? Now, if you look at this thing here, I want to be sure what you guys are seeing so that I'm on the right track. Sorry, my Excel just disappeared. Sorry, guys. Okay, good. Okay, so this is projected balance because we have not done anything yet. Now, good. Now, Mr. A has 300K. That's projected income, right? And let me leave this income here as 0. We've not touched actual because let's assume person has not been paid. So let's leave it blank. So what happens here now? This person's projected income is what? 300K, and his extra income is 350K. That means his projected income for the month of July is 350K. Now, good. The person has not earned the money because they're still planning how to use the money, right? So let's leave the actual income empty. Does this make sense, guys? Good. Now, housing. This person's house rent, house rent in Nigeria is per annum, right? Unlike Canada, that is every month. So if your house rent is per annum. So let's say this person's house rent is 900K in a year, or let's say 600K in a year. So if his house rent is 600K in a year, now we'll just divide 600K by what? By 12 to let you know how much you'll be saving every month. That means this person's house rent is how much, guys? How much? Let's do this together, guys. How much?
50,000.
50,000. Thank you. So projected cost. Don't touch anything actual yet. Let me turn all this actual to 0, please. Turn all this actual to 0. Okay, good. So let me scroll up again. So good. Look at now. So actual balance is still 0. So let's say this person's rent is 50,000 per annum, per month. Good. Your phone bill, how much do you buy a recharge card? Is 20K enough to buy a recharge card in Nigeria now per month, or it's too small? Tell me, I don't know. Let's just use 10K. I don't know. Let me just use. Let's say electricity is 15K. Someone say 15K. Okay. Let me just permit you to whatever I'm using. You buy gas.
Let's put 35K for data.
It's interesting. But it's on anything 300K, 35K data. That's more than 10%. That's already a problem. But no wala. So let me just leave what this is. Transportation, the body takes bus of about 50K in a month. Good. I'll leave all this. But doesn't have a car. Just let me assume that way. Insurance, you guys don't do insurance in Nigeria, so leave this bucket empty. Taxes. So let's assume that what you've earned is your net income. They've taken taxes as well. So let me skip that. Loans, but doesn't have any debt, no credit card. So leave that one empty. Food, success is here. So the person spent 128K on food. Okay, dining out. The person goes to McDonald's. Eat out once in a while. So like the person spend 30K on food dining out in a month, 30K. Now, savings or retirement. The person put 20K in savings. No investment account yet. Pet, but does not have any pet. Charity, but does not do charity. Personal care, the person puts maybe 15K. Now you see that there's trouble. This person will be on minus already from what I'm looking at. Now look at what you have done so far. Look at now. The person is owing 14K, right? Let me see. Oh, we've not budgeted 14K. Let me scroll down. Okay, we have not budgeted about 14K. Okay, somebody said tithe now. So you can add tithe to your donation here. Tithe, which is 35K, 10%. Don't worry, this is not, I'm just trying to show you how to use the template. So in case I forget many other things, don't judge me. Let me see. Look at now. The person has overspent 20,000 naira. So let me reduce it to recharge card to 15K. Also should not use data or something. You connect the Wi-Fi at work. Now, there's 97 naira that the person has not planned. That's overplanned. So, build this. Which are these ones? So look at now. You've planned your 35,000 naira. Now, actual balance is 0. You've planned it. Now, maybe you now got your income. You now got your 300K. You got your 50K as well. Actual balance. Now, when you now have your salary, you will now be able to put all these things under actual. What you've planned. So, for example, now, let's say that, and don't do this once as well. You do this continuously. Let me give you a good example. Let's today now, you went to office today, you spend $700 on transportation. You come to this transport bus, you press is equal to 750. Okay. Why is everything? Sorry. I only put it once everything. So you just put 750 here. Tomorrow again, you spent another 750. You just come here, you press plus. Today 750. Good. Why is everything? There's an autofill that I need to remove. Good. I've removed it. So you guys can use your Excel to adjust that. So feeding as well. Where is that success column? Feeding. So let's say you went to market today. You spent 35K on feeding. You update your time. So this is how you use it. And at the end of the day, the most important thing is that your projected balance should always be 0 and your difference should always be 0. No, your difference should not be 0. At the end of the month, your difference should be close to 0 because as you're updating your record every single month, whatever you're buying, you're putting the right things there. Okay. So let me send this particular version because of the autofill I just did. I just removed. Okay, any question on this file before I move on to my presentation? Sorry, I know that this might look a bit rushed, but I hope you understood what I was trying to. Any question? Any other question for me, guys? Are we good? Okay, good. I'm sending the sheets now. All right, let's finish up so that we can wrap up on time. Okay. So we've talked about how to budget. Ensure that at least 20% of your salary goes to savings and investment. Good. Now, how do you now build that investment culture? Oh, number one, set SMART goal. Tell yourself that I'm going to teach you some buckets of, how to apportion your savings. Set SMART goals. Tell yourself how much you want to save and invest at the end of the year, even before the year starts as well. And of course, look through your templates to see what you have left. Because imagine you have just 10K left every month and you want to save 1 million naira. You are going to put frustration on yourself as well. Automatic transfers as well. You can put direct orders on your account. I know Nigerians don't really do this direct order. I don't know why they're afraid of, but you can put direct orders as well. Some of my investments are direct orders, education service plans for the kids, my investment account. Once they come in, it automatically goes to those accounts as well. And plan for irregular expenses. One of the things I see that makes people very poor is that they don't have miscellaneous. So have miscellaneous every month, because no more to be perfect. We live in a VUCA environment, volatile, uncertain, basically complex and ambiguous. So you have to ensure that you plan for miscellaneous as well in your tracker as well. Now, I want to start with this. This is the first level of growing wealth, emergency funds. Now, if you earn 300K in Naira in a month and your expenses is 200K and you save 100K, it means that your emergency expense in a month is 200K. So let me start again. A lot of people say that, oh, emergency fund is basically your income. No, your emergency fund is actually your expense every month and not your income. So if you earn 300K and out of that 300K, what you earn in a month is 200. What you spend in a month is 200K. Your emergency expense in a month is 200K. So your emergency fund, you must have times 3 to times 6 of that money somewhere. The money is looking at you and smiling every single month. If you don't have this, you don't have wealth. And you have not started. So this is the first thing to do. And I always tell people that when you get a new job and you work in that company for 1 year, at least have a 3-month savings account or investment account. Have a 3-month emergency fund account. So for example, if you are earning 300K and your monthly expense is 200K, the first year you start that job, you must have 600K, because 200 times 3 is 600K. You must have it. If you work in that company for 2 years, you must have 4 months. If you work in that company for 3 years, you must have 5-month emergency account. In case you are in your company and you have been there for 4 years and you don't have 6 months of that money in your account, my brother, my sister, there's trouble. And I'm going to teach you what emergency fund is. Emergency fund is very, very simple. It is to guard against job loss, emergencies, unexpected repairs, or your boss is giving you a headache and you cannot take it. It's affecting your mental health. You can pull out. And this is why a lot of people remain frustrated on the wrong job. You must have 3 months to 6 months emergency fund account sitting somewhere. Now, please and please, do not put this emergency fund in stock. Don't put it in stock. Your emergency fund should be put in a high interest savings account, like fixed deposit. Like I know RiceVest has this what is it called now? Like real estate stuff. I know on RiceVest, I know. You can put something like that there so that it cannot be reduced, but your growth might change. So do not, let me repeat myself, put emergency fund account in high risk account. Your emergency fund should be in mutual fund or fixed deposit or treasury bills, anything that the risk level is extremely low. Is that clear, guys? So one assignment on this call, build your emergency funds account. Is it very clear, guys? Can I hear yes, yes, yes? So if you don't have your 6 months of expense in your account smiling at you, you have not started. Are we together? Thank you, guys. Only 3 people said yes. So. Okay, good. So someone said you should use Money Manager. Yes, whatever budgeting app works for you is totally okay. The Excel file I use for my budgeting is not even what I just showed you guys. So whatever, as long as they're budgeting, I'm okay. So you don't really need to use the one I just shared. Because like I said, my own personal one is not even what I just shared as well. I just look for something very simple online and I saw that. Good. 3 to 6 months emergency fund account. Today, in this meeting, you must close your ears to Mama Put for now. You must close your ears to buying new shoes for now. Build emergency fund first. Good. Now, let's say chat. I'll go back. I want to talk about one chart. Let's see. Oh, okay, good. Let me come to this chart and I'll go to investment. Number 2 is once these are the 3 financial goals you need to have from today. And I think I will just, the slides I flipped, I'll talk about it using this slide to explain everything. Your short-term goal, I've talked about emergency funds, 3 to 6 months. You need to build that first of all. And that money, you should use apps like Bamboo or RiseVest. There are a lot of financial streams. I'm in Canada and I earn from Nigeria. I have Naira source of income and I put my money in RiseVest and Bamboo. So you that you're now in Nigeria and you put your money in GT Bank, can you say there's a problem? So put your money in investment account as well. So number 2, once I'm under the short-term goals now, once you have built your 3 to 6 month emergency funds, there's something called flex money. I put it as vacation because vacation is important to me. I put it as flex money. Now ensure that you have a small amount of money under your under your flex money pot, so that you want to go to cinemas, you don't go and take your money from your savings, which is emergency funds in this case. You don't go to your savings with your money to take money. No. Have a flex money bucket. I always tell people that when you have multiple accounts, it makes your life easier. A lot of people always have multiple accounts. Have a pot. It's called the flex money pot. Flex money pot. When you put money, you might put maybe just 5% of what you earn or 3%, whatever is okay for you. That is where you use to enjoy your rich life. So all those money that I said under your wants that you want to put somewhere, put it under this bucket. I call it vacation pot here, but it's called flex money pot. Now, what happens in this pot is that you put money for whatever you want. You want to go to Mr. Biggs today, you want to take your babe out, you want to, travel, you want to do Christmas shopping. It will come from that bucket. So if you are not putting anything in that bucket today and you want to withdraw tomorrow, you are going to withdraw from emergency fund. Let me tell you what people do. People have this flex money pot, which they call savings. They don't have emergency funds. Now, when needs arises, they go to that flex money pot and go and take money. That's why you have headache with finances. But guess what? Imagine your emergency fund is breathing and laughing at you every morning. You have 6 months money in your emergency fund, and your flex money, you're taking money to buy ice cream. You will not be guilty. Does that make sense? Guys, does that make sense? Good. Now, the second level where I'm going to is medium-term goals. What exactly is your 3 to 10 years financial plan? Anything. Relocation? You want to buy a house? You want to get married? You want to do something? Put money into this bucket every single month as well. So your 20% that I say is going to savings and investments. Once you have, the first thing to do, if you don't have emergency fund, forget about this medium-term goal for now. Build emergency fund first. Okay? If you have built emergency fund, the second thing you need to do at your own pace is medium-term goals. Ask yourself, what exactly is important for us as a family? Well, if you're married, what exactly is better for you as an individual? I'm sure you want to buy a car. That's where it should be. You want to get married. This is where it should be. That's why, one of the things that gets people really poor is that when they make hasty decisions and if they cannot afford it, then they borrow. But if you plan your life like this, it becomes a lot easier. Another personal example is that in Canada, secondary schools and primary schools are basically 100% free in this country, but universities are ridiculously expensive. I'm talking about paying as high as almost as at today, my own children will go to university when they are in the next 15 years or so, 10 years or 11 years or so. So as of today now, 1 year in uni is almost $20,000 or $50,000 thereabout. So imagine what will happen in the next 11 years. So we have to start investing into an education service plan for them. So that's a medium-term goal as well. Because it's going to come more creeping at us very fast. They say, I want to go to university now. So we don't want to start looking for that money tomorrow. We have started today for both of them as well, ensuring that there's an enough income, investment income. And these medium-term goals, do not put it in savings. It has to be an high interest investment because it's long-term. Put it. And another thing I want to say is that for those of you in Nigeria, I'm not by any means trying to ridicule your currency. Never invest or save in Naira. In short, the greatest way to make money now is in fintech. Even if you are earning 2,000 Naira, convert it to dollar. That is $1 or $1.something. Convert your money to US dollars and invest in right. Do not, let me give you a good example. I came to Canada in 2022. Naira to Canadian dollars was about 250 Naira. Now, as of today, the Naira to Canadian dollar is $1,200. That is times 5. Now, it means that if I had 2,000 Naira in Nigeria, I've lost the value of it in 5 different ways. So never invest or save in Naira. In short, I know you're earning Naira, convert it to USD or CAD and invest it there. I do that, and like I said, I earn in Naira and I always convert my money to US dollars. So that's why when you use fintech app, I know there are more. I only know RiseVest and Bamboo that I do. Convert my money to dollar every month and I invest it there. So guys, if you want to invest, ensure medium-term goals as well. Do not, if you want to put stock, make sure that you hedge it well. It's more of ETFs and less of individual stocks as well. Now, stocks are buying a company's shares. That's what it means. You are buying a part of a company, and as the company is growing, they can give you 2 things. They can either give you dividends, which is like salaries every month or every quarter, or as the company's assets grow, your value of the shares you buy also grow. Like every week, at least I get returns, whether it's dividend or capital growth on my stocks every single month. And I put a standing order to reinvest it every single month. Every single week, actually. I get whether one dividend stock or one growth stock, I see the return as well. So your medium-term growth, like I said, it should be for a capital project or anything you really want to do. You can invest that in more of ETFs, that is not the high-risk stocks, to hedge it as well. Do not put a medium-term goal in crypto. Never do that. You can have crypto of 0.5% of your stuff in crypto. It's not relatively bad. Just ensure you put money that you can lose on crypto if you want. I know a guy, he bought crypto in 2021 as a 1 million Naira then. And now his crypto has grown to almost 100 million Naira. I'm telling you fact. In short, I know the person. Some of you even know the person as well. So he bought 1 million Naira worth of crypto in 2022. And as of now, that crypto he bought, then BTC, is close to $100 million now. So buy one small crypto that you can lose. You don't really care about it. So the money that is if the crypto disappears tomorrow, because crypto is basically a value money. It has none. It's not you can't hold on to it. So buy, even if it's 2,000 Naira crypto, you can buy, but buy it and just forget it. Okay, so I've talked about medium term, right? Which is capital project. Invest it in medium risk investment. You can buy stock, but make sure it's ETFs. ETFs are a combination of stocks. I think I've talked about that as well. Convert your money to dollars, even though you're in Nigeria. Number 3 is long-term goal. See, I have seen a lot of people retire poor. I've seen it. I'm sure you people on this call have seen it as well. If you do not plan, medium-term goal. Let me come again. Wedding. Vacation should not be a medium-term goal. Medium-term goal should be capital things. Like, you want to buy a home, you want to buy a car, you want to plan your wedding, anything like that. That's medium-term goal. Now, education, if you are married and you are about to have kids or you have kids, you need to plan for your kids' education. It's not when they want to go to school, that is my money. They are building your chest. You'll not be crying, I tried. No, start today. I just give you an example of how my kids as well, we are trying to put something for them. Long-term goals, this is very important. And a lot of people know that this is in the future. Someone said that I've seen memes like, Forget about your future. Eat today first. The future will take care of itself. I agree. But when you get to that future, the future will not take care of itself. You have to take care of that future. So long-term goal is basically retirement planning. Every single month, if what you can afford is 20,000 naira, forget about your pension that Stanbic IBTC or whoever is keeping for you. They invest your money in naira and it cannot grow beyond maybe 5% per annum. So as far as I'm concerned, that money is useless. Imagine when you are 65 years old and they're giving you 5 million naira as your pension, you just be crying. 5 million naira as your pension when you're 55 years old. As another 5 million naira is never enough to buy a good car for you. So just think about it that way. Now, retirement planning, I have a very simple advice for you. Invest in high interest, high risk stock. So there's a tool that I will have loved to because of time. I don't want to go beyond time. I can send the link. The link is to calculate how compound interest work. Let me give you the trick. If you save $300 every month, if you are 25 years old, and you save $300 every month, I'm not saying you take $300. I'm just using an example. If you save $300 every month and you're 25 years old, by the time you retire by 65, which is next 40 years, you have $2 million in your assets. I've done it and it's fact. Now, if you are 30 years old and you save about $100 every month, if you are 30 years old and you save $100 every month, you invest it in stock at compound interest rate of about 10% per annum growth, you retire with almost $1 million. You retire with almost $1 million portfolio. And guess what? Stock market has never done 10% in the last 3 years. They've done an average of 25%. So imagine you are saving $100 every month, and for 30 years of your life, you retire as a millionaire. It's in dollars, not in Buhari's currency. Sorry, Tinubu's currency. Retire in dollars. So long-term goal, I would like to end with this. Invest, even if it's $50, you can invest every month. And when it has to do with compound interest, it has to be consistent because there's something called dollar cost averaging. Dollar cost averaging says that when the stock market is good today and is low tomorrow, as long as you're investing the same amount consistently, it evens out and it makes it okay for you to get the required interest. Every month, invest something in stock market. Use Bamboo, and don't buy Nigerian stocks. By the way, just avoid that. You know, you can't be in an uncertain environment and still put your money in uncertainty. I'm in Canada, majority of my assets are in USD because USD is more stable than Canadian economy as well. Every month, invest something. Long-term goal, it can be small amount of money, but make it every single month. Invest in a stock in USD consistently. Buy that stock and leave it. Every month, be doing that. Now, my husband has been doing that for the past 3 years as well. And that was the example I shared with you before that, you know, I'm enjoying the benefit of high interest stock over R. So those are the things. This is where I want to end. Short-term goal, emergency fund, and your flex money account. Medium-term for the short-term goals, you can invest in, you know, the real estate or Rise Vest or fixed deposit or treasury bills. Medium-term goal, you can invest in stock, but let it be more of ETFs or, you know, the ones that you cannot really lose, or like the mutual funds or, you know, bonds as well. Long-term goal should be high interest stocks. Invest consistently every month. It might be small amount of money, but let it be consistent. And when you retire very, very okay. And you'll be doing extremely well in that. Now, sometimes I don't have money to put in my flex money account, but I never miss my medium-term goal, education savings plan, my TFSAs, which is another medium-term goal bucket here, and my long-term goal. I never miss it. So it's important for you to, whatever you spend today, you know that, you know, your tomorrow is secured as well. Of course, it's in God as well. Tools for building wealth, which is what I want to end. Like I said to you, your income is your primary wealth building tool. Your income, like, don't let anybody deceive you. Income is extremely important. Side hustle. Start a small business. I was reading an article that, you know, a guy wrote a book. I was watching a particular ad on Instagram. A guy used AI to write a book on how you can overcome the fear of flying. You know, a lot of people have fear of flying. Do you guys know that? People actually are afraid of flying. Do you guys know? They have autophobia. So people don't like flying. So the guy used AI. He wrote the book in 5 minutes with AI. He edited it using Canva and he sold ads. in about 2 hours, he was able to make about $1,000. $1,000 on the fear of flying. The guy does not like flying, and he just wrote the book using AI. He run ads on it, and he sold it at a very cheap amount, and was able to make a lot of money. Now, guess what? Making money is a lot easier than it used to be. A lot easier than it used to be. Side hustle. Monetize whatever thing you are doing. Previously, before, when you reach out to me on LinkedIn, I give you 30 minutes of my time easily. I used to do that. I still do that depending on the nature of the ask. And then I didn't realize that every single day I can have like 3-4 consulting calls, career to personal finance to personal excellence, different things. And I decided to monetize it. So if you look on LinkedIn now, I have a Kaolanda link. And I monetize it, and I say, what, when you want to speak to me, for 30 minutes is $25. If you need to speak to me, it's $50 as well. You need to speak to me that way. If you need to speak to me, you have to book a session with me. And every week, I can easily make average. Sometimes I make $0. I can make average of $100 every week. Just showing up and doing what I love doing best, which is speaking to people. And of course, I still give a lot of people my time for free as well. One of the things that amazed me was that there was a guy that he was in one of my boot camp, which was a productivity boot camp. And last week he reached out to me and said, he wanted to have a session with me. I said, oh yeah, now fix the time. Let's talk. I set in my free calendar. I have a Calendly link that is free. I have other ones that are paid. So because the guy has paid for my program before, and one of the things my own strategy is that if you have paid for any of my program before and you want to have a meeting with me, I always give you the meeting for free. And I gave him my free calendar, and he had a meeting with me, 30-minute meeting. He wanted to start a business, and I wanted some consulting guides and all. And I gave him my 30 minutes for free. And after the meeting, he said to me that he knows that I always monetize my meeting. That every single time he has asked for a time for me, I always give him my free calendar. And don't forget, to book 30-minute meeting is $25. The guy sent me $150. He said, I just sent it to you because, you're a thoughtful person. That's what he sent to me. So it means that even though I gave 30 minutes for free, I made ×6 all I could have made monetizing that. So what am I trying to say? Even as you're doing your side also, add integrity to it. Be compassionate, but don't be stupid as well. So making money is a lot easier. Whatever you love to do, ensure that whatever you love to do, ensure that you think about the business of it. It's making money is a lot easier than it used to be. A lot easier than it used to be. Look for things around. What do you really like doing? I wrote a book, Agile Mastery, and it was an Archpass Agile exam. And I said, what? I want to give this book for free. And I'm like, people don't really value free things. I was able to put $2 on it, and we've sold about 20 copies of that book. In short, the first day we released the book, we sold about 10 copies. That's $20 for us as an organization on something that we would have really sold out for free. As at yesterday, we sold about 20 copies of that book, which is about $40 for us. And guess what? I've just increased the money of that book again yesterday night to $44. If you don't have $4, don't buy the book, because I've seen that people have seen the book as valuable as well. I know. So side hustle, what can you do to bring you another sort of income? Ask yourself, look around you, and you will see that there's quite a lot of things that you can do. 3 things I want you to do today. In the next 30 days, review your income and spending monthly. Review it in the next 30 days. Number 3, have 3 financial goals for each quarter. And at least if you don't used to save anything before, save 15% of your income, either on savings or investments as well. Okay. It's time for question and answer. I think I've done a lot of talking.
Yes. Thank you so much, Ogavi. That has been the most insightful and interesting presentation. And thank you for also making it very interactive and practical. So for everyone who is here today with us, we'll be taking your questions now. Please feel free to drop your question in the comment section, in the chat box. And then also, yeah, I think if you think your question is quite elaborate, you might want to raise your hand and we give you the floor to speak. But I think to just maintain order, we are okay with just dropping our questions in the chat box. So please, let's do it right away. We're expecting your questions. Thank you. Once again, this was a fantastic session, Ogabi. Thank you.
There's no question, it means two things. I'm a very good teacher. I'll be bad. Oh, there's a question.
All right. We have a question. Okay, so we have a question from Success. All right, fantastic. I was going to drop mine too.
Okay,
And
I can take that from Success. What do you recommend for someone in her 50s with a 2 million naira savings? She wants to start investing. So if the person has 2 million naira in their savings and they want to start investing, number one, I'll advise the person to invest in high interest savings, but the person can still do some real estate. Real estate in RiseVest. So there's real estate in RiseVest that you are buying a virtual, what's it called now? You are buying a virtual asset and they are giving you the returns every quarter. So on the RiseVest, there is a real estate part of RiseVest. You're not buying the house yourself. You're buying the value of the house and they are giving you commission. So you can get your money in, I think every 3 months or so. You can do 3 months, you can do 6 months. So I would advise the person to do that. That's what I would advise the person to do. Because with 2 million, you can get as high as I think 15% interest per year. So RiseVest as a real estate arm, that's what I would advise the person. I won't really talk about stock for the person because stock might go off. Stock is not consistent. Let me give you a very good example with stock market. In February, there was an issue with Canada and US about some tariff conversation. Now the stock market in Canada went down. US also went down. So it was what we call the dip. When people say buy the dip, it was so bad that my portfolio dropped from like 40% to about 8%. It was that bad. Guess what I did? I bought more stuff during that period because I bought the dip. Because when you buy the dip, what happens is that my wife also did the same as well, by the way. When you buy the dip, when it grows well. Now, as of today, less than 2 months after that issue happened, my portfolio has grown from 8% to about 30-something% in less than 2 months because I bought the dip. However, someone in her 50s, I won't want her to carry out such a risk so I should be able to sleep at night. So the person should go to RiseVest, invest in the real estate aspect. She can easily get 15% every month consistently and even more. Yeah. Okay. So Success, I hope I was able to answer your question. So let me go to Isaac. Let's say someone earns 200K a month and follows the 20% rule. That is 40% saved monthly. In theory, it will take 12 months to save 600K, which covers 3 month expenses. But inflation is around 24%. So by the time you are finished saving, expenses you might have gone up, still gonna be blah blah blah, plus life happens, this. So let me just answer your question directly. When you're saving emergency funds, I didn't want to teach that. By the way, when I was in Nigeria, I don't save 20% of my income. I was saving as high as 50% of my income. So if you want to build emergency funds, you cannot build emergency fund with 20% savings. You have to be aggressive in the first few months to save that emergency funds. I hope that answers questions directly. So when you have with emergency fund savings, you have to be aggressive about it. And one of the ways in which you can do that is this. When you say emergency fund of 6 months, when you build a emergency fund of 6 months and maybe the expense also grows up, the cost of living grows up, it means that if you've saved 6 months, at least the emergency fund can still cover like 4 months. Number two, that's why I said that put emergency fund in an interest-bearing account as well, not just in savings. You can put it in treasury bills, fixed deposit, or real estate. It will still keep getting the interest as well. I hope that answers your question. So it's possible that your single emergency funds can only be here for 4 months. At least can be here 4 months, which is still fine. Put it in interest-bearing savings and be aggressive. 20K monthly for emergency funds is a bit slow. Yeah, of course, situations are different. So if the person can only afford 20%, it's totally okay, but just do it consistently. And that's why I said that it can take almost 3 years to actually even build emergency funds as well, but you have to be aggressive on that. So sometimes they give bonus at work, and if you don't build emergency funds and all, those are mainly what I used to do. I use my bonus as well to build my emergency funds, or the 30-month salary that they pay in Christmas. No, just find a way to build it. I hope I was able to answer your question.
Yes, thank you very much.
You're welcome. I'm grateful. Okay, thank you so much. This year, my plan is to build money market funds and REITs. So REIT is that real estate thing I was talking about. Next year, I will increase my risk appetite. You mentioned the most of the things I intend to from next year. Thank you so much. You're welcome. This is free out for RiseVest, though. I agree. RiseVest should pay me. How does getting a second MBA or relocation impact overall financial well-being? I love this question, Busayo. Number one, I won't just show you I would have loved to open my budget for you guys to see. But if I open it to you guys will not help me again, because I still need some of you to help me. You know, on my personal finance budget, I always put my education under my investment column. I never put education amount under expenses. So when I did my MBA, which I just finished, all the money I paid for my MBA was always under my investment and savings bucket. I do not put, even though I'm paying school fees, I don't put it as expense, because I believe that paying school fees is to help myself, and it's an educational investment. So let me explain what I'm trying to say in a very nutshell. If my plan is to save and invest, maybe random figure, $10,000, and my school fees is about $5,000 in that year, and all I was able to save is $4,000. At the end of the year, what shows as my investment and savings is $10,000, because education is called educational investment for me. My savings is then 4,000. So even though fiscally is 4,000, I can see, but what I'm going to put under the education and savings is called $10,000, because I always put educational expenses under investments. I've done that from day one, since I've been paying my school fees for my MBA and now my PhD. So does that make sense? So financially, you might see less amount of money in your pocket. However, it does not mean that you've not paid it forward. You know, I remember when I took a particular course, which was a Scrum Master certification, and I got a job as a senior manager, and I asked my boss that, oh, why there are a lot of project managers, why didn't you promote any of them to senior managers? And my boss told me that, oh, because you have an Agile certificate. I paid $150 for that certificate, and I'm earning $30,000 more than my colleagues that don't have that certificate. So since that experience for me, I don't joke with education. So if $150 can give me $10,000 every year, then if I'm paying PhD, which is quite millions of naira, I'm very sure that I'm going to get way more than that as well. One consulting gig going to pay me all that money. Okay. So how does relocation impact of our financial? So relocation is also, you are trying to, plan into the future as well. So for me, it's an investment. It's an investment. So financially, your income might be lower than, your retained earnings might be lower than what it should be, because you are paying for, a second degree or relocation. But trust me, it's an investment. You feel the impact. I left everything to come to Canada. Do I regret it? Not one bit. I'm 100 times better than I used to be as well. So in summary, Busayo, physically, your money might look low, but it's an investment, and you should actually populate the value of that money in your investment and savings. I hope that answers your question, Busayo. RiseVest investment is in naira, and I think RiseVest is in dollars. Why? You can fund it, you can buy dollar with your naira. Please do not invest in naira. You are shooting yourself in the foot. Please. You can invest in naira if you want to save your money somewhere. Don't invest in naira. Buy dollar and then invest in it. Bamboo, you can invest in both naira and dollar in Bamboo, but please convert your money to dollar. You will thank me tomorrow for doing that. How do you know what ETFs and stocks to buy? This is a different thing entirely. So for ETFs, there are some like Vanguards that you can buy. And I read a lot. I just finished a 300 pages of book 2 nights ago, and I slept. I told my wife that, oh, I slept from 12 to 4. She was like, what were you doing? And this book I was reading, I had to finish reading that book. And the book talked a lot about investment, the kind of portfolios to buy, how to know the right investment and everything. It's how to multiply your book. Very big book, which I think I have in my library now. This is the book. It's a very big book. multiply streams of income, talked about investments, real estate, and all those things. So I read. So if you want to learn investment, just go online and, ChatGPT AI is there to help us learn. You can learn out. I learned my way into stock, and I manage my stock. I manage my wife's stock account as well. Learn. And, impossibility is an illusion. You can learn. So that's how to know the style of stocks to buy and everything. You can even go online. What's the best ETFs to buy now? If it's stock you want to buy, do not buy stock on RiseVest. RiseVest cap their stock. They only give you a particular percentage of returns. But Bamboo, you can grow. When you buy stock, as long as your stock is growing, your money is growing. But Bamboo, they hedge the interest rate for you. They manage the risk, so they cap your stock. On Bamboo, you can buy real estate stuff on Bamboo. Sorry, on RiseVest, you can buy real estate on RiseVest. You can buy fixed deposits on RiseVest. On Bamboo, if you want to do stock, buy your stock on Bamboo. Please buy your stock on Bamboo. Don't buy stock on RiseVest. You are cheating yourself doing that as well. And someone said, I've not used AfriVest too. I've not used Trove, but I've heard of Trove. I know Trove is very good. But use ETFs. Sorry, use for stock. I'm 100% sure of Bamboo. I've been using that for years and it has been working for me. For real estate or treasury bills or fixed deposit, use RiseVest. Solid. Please buy dollars. No. So the dollars you are buying, you are not buying dollars from individual person. You are buying dollar on that platform. You are buying dollar on that platform. So you convert your money to dollar. No, don't buy dollar from. It's not fiscal dollar. I'm telling you to buy you. You convert your naira to dollar on those platforms. That's what I meant. Crypto. I've talked about crypto. Buy crypto with an amount of money that you can lose, because crypto is a perception currency. It doesn't exist. It's not real. And because of what is happening in America now, the president of America really likes the whole crypto thing. So crypto is a thing now. At least everybody should have a crypto asset. I have crypto assets. So I have crypto assets, but it's very small, very, very small. Money that you can actually part away with as well. Okay. Any other question for me? I think I've answered all the questions.
There's a new question.
Speaking on compound interest, for someone in the UK, how do you go about compound interest? Compound interest, I had the person is on this call now. There was time we did mentorship in Success Within International, and somebody did financial mentorship with me, and I would have loved that to be here, but she's not here. Fumito is not here. And we went on a long journey of building assets with the stock market, and she has multi-million naira in that asset. When it was a 3 months intensive personal coaching I took her to on stock market and everything. So there is this app in the UK that we use. Then I'm trying to remember the name. Fumito is not here. Should have. There was something that is it Trading 212? I think it's Trading 212 or so. I can get the name of it. Like in Canada now, if you want to invest, it's Questrade or Wealthsimple. In Nigeria, I've talked about RiseVest or Bamboo or Trove. I've heard about Trove as well. In UK, I think Trading 212. I'm not sure. I think so. So with that Trading 212, you are able to build your stock market portfolio and all. And compound interest, don't bother yourself about compound interest. It will always work for you. Let me send you the link I said I was going to send. So this link, even though it's in dollars, you can easily convert it and put in naira. You see how your money can grow. And the good part about it is that if you're in Nigeria and you are saving, you are investing in UK or US market, you are the best species on earth, because there's no tax. For us in Canada, we have a very limit, so that if you exceed that limit, we pay about 45% of tax to the government for any investment. In short, if not for that, I would have been able to even invest more. Sorry, I'm trying to look for that link. Just give me a minute. Okay, I've seen it. Okay, just give me a minute. Sorry. So, okay, any other question? Okay, someone said, can we get all the links and stuff to the community? Okay, if you say so, we will put it there. I'm just wondering, can help me with everything to put in the community today. I'm going to send the link now. I'm trying to copy the link. Any other question for me? So this link will help you calculate your compound interest. Sorry, it's a bit weird link. Okay. Another question for me? If not, thank you so much. I'll pass it on to Isaac.
Thank you. Wow. What a session. Thank you so much, Ogabi. Thank you. Thank you. It's been a fantastic one. I mean, there's been so much to learn. So much to learn. I think in the beginning of this breakfast meeting, some of us Ogabi, or rather, during his session, he asked what some of us wanted to learn, right? So I want us to just drop it in the comments in the chat box and just say, oh yeah, I learned something. Oh, I learned this, I learned that. What was it, that stood out for you, right? I think some of the interesting things that I've learned are that you need to have different buckets because not at some point you might need one bucket to even fund another bucket in the cases of maybe your stocks are experiencing a dip and then but your mutual funds are very solid or some other investment is very solid and you're like, you know what, let me add to my stock bucket, right? And then in many cases, from how Ogabi has described the emergency fund, basically you are building something that will save you sometime in the future.
So, now I'll give an example. So in the US, you have something called the Dow Jones or the S&P 500. They are called indexes. So S&P stands for Standard and Poor's 500. So the list of 500 companies.
Excuse me, was someone asking a question? So please let's just say something in the chat box to say, hey, you've learned something, or let's thank our fantastic speaker. Okay, so Paul says he learned never to invest in Naira and also how budgeting is the foundation for growing wealth. Thank you very much, Paul. Yeah, never invest in Naira. The use of never is deliberate, right? So let's take one or two more and then we'll just wrap up today's breakfast meeting. All right, so Ayobami's take home from today's session is to save and invest consistently, monthly. And Rosalind says, I learned the importance of having different buckets of investment. Yeah, different buckets of investment. And then our guest speaker, Ogabi, says, UK's investment app is called Trading 212. Please take note, everyone. Trading 212 for those of us in the UK. And Success says, I learned that I need to do a detailed assessment of my income. Bosiah says, education is an investment and should be categorized as such. And relocation, also an investment. Emmanuel Osho says, I'm reminded on taking out time to learn how to invest. Exactly, learn how to invest. And Kate says, or Mama Kate says, I learned to start increasing my risk appetite as I'm still in my youth, so I will not be used as an example of someone earning lower. All right. So thank you, everyone. Thank you so much. Samira says, I learned to take investment seriously. This is why we do what we do. This is why we gather here every month to have conversations and discussions from people who have tried and tested some of these principles. So I would like to just extend our appreciation to everyone who joined us today. Thank you. Thank you for taking out time on a day like this to join us, to learn, to meet new people, to make us laugh, to play games, and do all of that. So look out for us on Instagram and on LinkedIn. Basically, look out for the next breakfast meeting. We are going to be putting out some content from this meeting to help us recap on some of the things we've learned, and then also look out for the posters for the next breakfast meeting so you can invite someone in time to the July edition. Thank you so much, everyone. Do have an amazing weekend. Bye.